Can we get one of those? Can we put those startup shots to start off? Do you think Ginny has pictures tomorrow? Who has pictures tomorrow?
Yeah, Ginny, I'm sorry, you have pictures tomorrow.
All right, Thursday we have the Kaizen event at 2 o'clock, so if you're signed up for it, make sure you're there at 2 o'clock. We're going to meet and start talking about the mold removal part, so we want to make sure we have that. Also, we had an improvement. If you look at it, the shelf is obviously crowded as it is with all the inventory, so Julie and Stephanie worked on making the QSR codes for all the different items so that when you go over there, it automatically sends Julie an email and actually goes into a folder for her to order, and then she knows that if she needs to order, then it's been ordered. So it saves them a lot of time. So let's give Julie and Stephanie a big hand for doing that. Nice job. All right, so Edmondson didn't know precisely what lay ahead. He didn't know what the exact terrain, the altitude of the mountain passes, or all the barriers he might encounter. He and his team might get pounded by a series of unfortunate events, yet he designed the entire journey to systematically reduce the role of big forces and chance events by vigorously embracing the possibility of those same big forces and chance events. He presumed bad events might strike his team somewhere along the journey, and he prepared for them, even developed contingency plans so that the team could go on should something unfortunate happen to him along the way. Scott left himself unprepared and complained in his journal about his bad luck. Our luck in weather is preposterous, said Scott in his journal, and wrote in another entry. It is more than our share of fair fortune. How great may be the element of luck. On December 15, 1911, in bright sunshine, sparkling across the vast white plain, with a slight crosswind and a temperature of 10 degrees below zero, Edmondson reached the South Pole. He and his teammates planted the Norwegian flag, which unfurled itself in a sharp crack and dedicated the plateau to the Norwegian king. Then they went right back to work. They erected a tent and attached a letter to the Norwegian king describing their success. Edmondson addressed the envelope to Captain Scott, presuming Scott would be the next person to reach the pole, as an insurance policy in case his team met an unfortunate end of the journey home. He could have not known that Scott and his team were man-hauling their sleds fully 360 miles behind. More than a month later, at 6:30 p.m. on January 17, 1912, Scott found himself staring at Edmondson's Norwegian flag at the South Pole. We have had a horrible day, Scott wrote in his diary. Add to our disappointment, a headwind of 4 to 5 with temperatures of minus 22 degrees. Great God, this is an awful place and terrible enough for us to have labored to it without reward or priority. On that very day, Edmondson had already traveled nearly 500 miles back north, reaching his 82-degree supply depot with only 8 easy days to go. Scott turned around and headed back north, more than 700 miles of man-hauling from home base, just as the season began to turn. The weather became more severe with increasing winds and decreasing temperatures, while supplies dwindled and the men struggled through the snow. All right, we'll continue on. So obviously we can talk about preparation and not thinking that it's not going to happen. We got to prepare for something that could happen.